time in my life when we were lovers. And we shared this apartment together just as two. I think of how we planned to get married, saying along how I used to run away. Oh, and stay this here all alone. Oh, and stay this here all alone. Yesterday I was somebody's baby. Now today I'm a woman. Oh, can't say this here. Somebody hold you tight. To have some love, who will end all my lonely love. Oh, and say this here, oh, Lord. Oh, and say this here,
Looking back over my years, I guess I shed some tears. I told myself time and time again, this time I'm gonna win. But another fight, things ain't right, I'm losing again. Takes a fall to lose twice, and so all over me. I think I better let it go. Looks like another love TKO, baby. Oh, ooh. Oh, baby. Looks like another love. Well, trying to take control of the love. Love took control of me. Cause you lose all thought and all sense of time. I had a change of mind. Taking the bumps and the bruises and all the pain. But 2 times trying to hold on. Faith is gone. It's just another sad song. So I think I can let it go. Cause it looks like to me that all this thing ain't working out for me. Got to find me somebody new. Oh, baby. It looks like to me that well, one day I find me somebody, oh, somebody. Well, so I can take control of the love. Love took control of me. Cause me a little love, all such a time. Had a change of life. Taking the bumps and the bruises and all the things. 2 times. Tried to hold on. Faith was all gone. Just another sad song. They got there. Let it go. Let it go. I think I better. All this other thing working out for me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Let it go, baby. Oh, baby. Let it go. Let it go, baby. See, it looks like to me now. Oh, my heart couldn't stand no more pain. Oh no, I've had my share. I've been let it go. Cause it looks like to me and that. Oh, think I better go. Oh, I got to get rid of this thing. See, it looks like to me and that. Another heartache. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Looks like to me another. I've got one friend anyway. That's very beautiful. Hold on to this one. I thought he was coming to bring me flowers. No, not me. You got the wrong one, brother. Women only. See, I'd like to ask you a question. It might be a bit personal, but certainly if I can admit to you, you can admit to me. What I'd like to know is how many of you have ever been hurt by love, at least one time in your life? Can I see you raise your hands? Naughty, naughty. At least one time. Can I see you raise your hands?
Shout out. Shout out to my boy AB. You know, this is one of his favorite songs, so I'm going to dedicate this to AB, to everybody's favorite mother trucker.
Hello, my love, I heard a kiss from you. Red magic satin playing here too. All through the morning rain again, the sun doesn't shine. Rainbows and waterfalls run through my mind. In the garden I see lost purple shower bells, orange birds and different colors and destiny. With music I feel so happy and loud. The flowers echo from a cherry cloud. Feel sunshine sparkle patiently, playgrounds will laugh. If you try to ask, is it cool? Is it cool? If you don't find it, don't see me. I'm gonna be late with my baby. I'm free, flying on over the sea. Spend with the devil, can't you see? 6 pieces of kites with velvet roses, making freedom fly. A present from you, strawberry letter 22. With the music plays, I set in for you. From you, strawberry letter 22. The music plays, I set in for you. You don't spend the time when I'm in need. We don't love each other like we used to do. Baby, I'm coming back to another day. You don't do the thing like you used to do.
Just for you, I'm gonna let you sample some of the original "Running Away" by Roy Ayers. That was just a cover of it. Here's the original sample. Yes, 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 yes,
In the
yes.
middle of summer,
Think of this as
I was
the
sitting at the kitchen
pre-Nazi
table with my
style.
mother, and she was telling her life story, and she disclosed her father, her biological father, because she was raised by an adoptive father. And she related to me that my grandfather, was a street corner musician, a blues harmonica player on the streets of Texas. And after relating that story to me, I mean, it was so inspiring that I composed this tribute to
Just take
him
her now.
every generation.
Just take her now. I don't know about notebook. I was born to live in the masterful land. A boy grows up, leaves his home, be a man. Get his wings right. Every generation of the line. Yeah.
Guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find a love within. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me, but I'm in the daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. What you won't do for love. You tried everything, but you don't give up. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. My friends wonder what is wrong with me, but I'm in the daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. So I only want the best is you. For you. What you want to do for love. You tried everything, but you won't give up. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do.
last song.
Just take some time, let me try to find the words I want to say to you. I've been searching my mind, I've got to find the reasons I feel what I do. Let me emphasize that I recognize what I should not do. And though I know it's wrong, every now and then I fall just to talk. Sometimes you cross my mind, and I don't know why, but I feel from you. I want to stay close. That's the most will ever be. I've got kids at home. I can't leave them alone. Cause I'm feeling got another life. Cause I still love my wife. So I still close to him. In the weeds. Even when you try. Even when you
By the way, that's Michelle Farrell. right, I lied last song. I know I gotta end this. I gotta end the music with this one before I start my soliloquy.
I got something I wanna tell you. I got something I want you to know. I'm in love with you, darling. It's so good to me, and I feel that you need me. Oh, it's so plain to see when I'm changing myself in a tenderness, sets me free. I get that feeling for you, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. You like this, you like you just do everything like nobody else. And I need you beside me. Yeah. I wanna give you myself. If I hurt you and you feel bad, you love me with space aside. I feel,
Thank you, Frankie. Welcome. Thank you for putting up the music. I had to give time for the liquor to hit. Um, yep, time to talk some shit today. Somebody's gonna get it. It's kind of funny, right? The past 2 days on my channel, I've been doing interviews. Well, I was getting interviewed by Gen Zs and being asked very interesting questions. Yesterday, I had questions for Gen Zs, and as we both see, those were very hard hitting topics and very interesting topics of how one sees the other. I think that a lot of times that we take a poor, and I do mean extremely poor, bankruptcy poor time of getting to understand anybody else's plight. Hell, how many times has it taken black men to help other black men? I'm going to ask everybody on the channel, like, share, and subscribe. Hell, one day I might tell everybody to unsubscribe, then resubscribe, and click the bell to make sure you're getting this shit. There's no reason at all that I should have this low of people viewing with 4,000 plus subscribers. That's when you know you're shadow banned. We have to take accountability of whatever sins that we have about Gen Z, the lack of focus, the laziness, this disruption. Every millennial and Gen X has to take that in accountability and say, you know what? We caused that shit. Remember that old saying, sins of the father? Well, sins of the father and the mother. Young lady was just on the platform yesterday talking about her mother's disruptive behavior and how a lot of the behavior in the culture manifests into the disruption. I want you to think about that. Do you see something wrong with having 5 children by 4 different men? When you have a situation like that, that usually tells you that woman cannot bond with a man. She sees men as interchangeable. She does not think fathers are important to a child's development. There's a lot that says and that goes into that. Why are you blessing people with the gift of their genetic material going into the next generation? I had a lot of times. This is where I'm going to go because yes, this is more of a rant than a formulated, structured critique. But I'm going to talk about simping real quick. Cold hard simping. Simping is probably one of the most dangerous things you can do as a male. It keeps you from holding women accountable. It keeps you from overcompensating the responsibility of men. Why, you ask? It's because you had a young man who's 22 who looked up who goes to the hospital more, men or women? Everybody knows women go more. A lot of women are hypochondriacs, for God's sake. So, of course, they're going to go more. But when we actually looked up the footage to say, hey, who carries more STDs, men or women? How is it that you're going to go to the same search engine, Google, look up something as vague as who goes to the hospital more, but when you go into specifics, such as who has more STDs, men or women, you can't believe the statistics then when they actually evened it out of 100,000 men and 100,000 women, they carry 3 times as many STDs as we do. And when you give him the biological reasons why, he can't believe it. We talk about the gynocracy, but how much gynocracy lives within us? It's like when you deal with, it's like when you're dealing with an extremist mindset. You're fighting an ideology, not a person. You make excuses on disruptive and disrespectful behavior. There's many things that I've researched that I just didn't like it. I didn't care for it. But I just have to know. I don't want to be in a state of ignorance. It also occurred to me, why, if we can search who are the best fathers in the world, why is it so unbelievable? I'm going to ask that again. If the United States did a survey and say that black men are the best fathers, why are you still not believing the data? But you rather believe the lie of being the most educated people when you're not even close. And it's funny, right? Because I can almost expect this from women, but when it comes to men, I think something's wrong with that. I truly think something is wrong with that. One, when you hear from men, it shows to you how lowly they think of themselves and how quick they are to believe anyone else. And because of that self-fulfilling prophecy, you'll go out of your way to make sure that it's proven. You'll go out of your way to make sure that you're a failure. The gynocracy only stands on its feet because men allow it. There's a lot of men who are afraid to be alone. There's a lot of men afraid, oh, I'm not going to get any pussy. I'm not going to be able to. What happens if I live by myself? So what? There's so many men who live with women and are miserable, but rather take the misery than actually guiding themselves somewhere where they can have a long, fulfilling life. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, every relationship is going to have its struggles, their ups and downs, but not when there's more downs than ups. To accept calamitous nature as normal is wrong. We go back and we see all the times content creators came out with subject matter about the gynocracy, about feminism, but you men, something about you men. You're great fathers, but you're worse when it comes to telling a woman the truth. You men are the reason why a lot of these women continue. No, they make the choice to get inside that bullshit, but you're the reason why you confirm it. You okay it. You accept it for what it is. As long as I as long as I get some, we good to go. As long as I get some pussy, I'll take the abuse. And guess what she's gonna do? She's gonna continuously, without any guilt, continuously act unaccordingly. For some odd reason, a lot of people forget the parts they play. And it kind of disturbed me when you bring up facts and statistics, and it's always a goddamn simping ass dude who's gonna be first, front and center to defend the bullshit. Well, if a woman's being rude to me, I just call that karma. You heard that, Rob? Hey, Rob. Yeah. You hear that one? Wow. If a woman's rude to me, I just call that karma. Oh yeah. But then you're gonna wonder why every relationship you have is horrible because you're a bad picker of women. Yeah. No, no, no. But women go to the hospital more. They don't go get their shit checked every time they go to a hospital. Exactly. I said, if anything, you know what makes the argument worse? Because you go to the hospital more and you're 3 times the carrier of STDs, that shows how fucked up you are. Yeah. No. No. And it goes back into the sins. The sins of the people. And shout out to Drake for the $5 secret, PayPal. You want men and women to cohabitate, form strong relationships to raise proper children, but we can't even be honest with ourselves. We can't even be functional with ourselves. The saddest part about this is you won't even be honest with yourself. You won't even say, what part do I play? When someone's giving you undeniable proof. Look, this is not an attack on women. This is just what science have told us. Now you don't believe the statistics? You're damn near worse than the women. That's why I say simps ruin everything. Because guess what? That woman's not going to be with you forever. She's going to mess with somebody else and she's going to make their life a living hell. And a lot of times, you could have corrected that shit and nipped it in the bud very early. Even if you're not together. She would have been like, well, damn, that nigga left me from the first sign of disrespect. Maybe this next man, I need to actually hold myself accountable and act accordingly. But no, because you're so much into the vagina monologues, you made the vagina your god and patron saint. You'll let her talk whatever she talks. And the sad part about it, you'll try to talk to your boys and say, I'm only dealing with her just for this. But 2 years, it's no different than the friend zone fiasco. You know the best way to get out the friend zone? Never to be there in the first place. Never to be in the goddamn friend zone in the first place. Because what you're doing is, it's saying that you are beneath her and you're on her time. And whenever she gets done messing with the guy she really wants to be with, maybe, just maybe, if you take her out, if you pay her bills, if you get her some shoes, if you take her to a Beyonce concert, maybe, just maybe, you'll get a church hug and a hearty handshake. Look how you incentivize that behavior. But you don't talk about men. I don't talk about men, right, Rob? I don't talk about men. The reason why women are fucked up is because a lot of it, you condone it. A lot of it, you condone it. It's bad enough black men can't work together. It's bad enough that black men can't even come together without fucking trying to make a battle out of everything. All you got to do is put a woman there and watch the simping fly. And I like to say this for all you super rich simps who says, well, if you pay the bills and you do things long enough and you make enough money and she'll submit to you, Exhibit A, Jada Pinkett Smith. She got a $400 million husband. Is she submissive? Is she dainty? Is she resting in her femininity? Or is she reveling in all the obsolescence? Or is she nothing but chaos incarnate? So don't give me that if you pay all the bills junk. Because first and foremost, when you pay all the bills and she still thinks she has a right to give you all her ass to kiss, what did you just incentivize? Bad behavior. You did the equivalent of rewarding your child after they got straight F's on a report card. You rewarded bad behavior. That's your fault, fellas. That is your fault. Instead of saying, you know what, you got this stubborn attitude, you mad about something, guess what? Put a cape on it. Now you're super mad. You incentivize this. You did it. And until a lot of dudes start realizing this and don't understand this one thing, you don't live to yourself, you don't die to yourself. Of course, she's going to go with the drug dealers. Thank her. When a chick says she likes hood niggas and drug dealers, thank her. You shouldn't have been messing with her ass in the first place. You know why single mothers can come up to you and show a donkey fool? Is because there was no penalty on her having those children. And see, at least my man KM admitted it. We all been there at some point. Every man, especially in the black community, has been raised to be a simp. How long you been a simp is by each and every individual. I want you to realize that. Nobody ever asks mom, why does all my brothers and sisters look like the United Nations? Why did you have all these children and complain about struggling? Why did you have these children by men who were not good fathers? Nope. We incentivize that shit. Oh, that's the classic one. She got ass though. How many times you hear that? Oh, she got ass though. And it's pathetic. There's sometimes I had to tell some of my friends, I'd rather be alone than to be with disrespect. I'm going to say it again. Please, somebody put that in the chat. I'd rather be alone with my dignity than to deal with disrespect. The juice, just too many times, is not worth the squeeze. And I'm not going to lie to you. I've been there. I've been there. That's why I can speak on it so eloquently. I'm taking disrespect. And I'm thinking this is normal relationship behavior. But you look at somebody who has the respect of their woman, or not even the respect of their woman, a respectful woman, period. And I'm over here normalizing bullshit. You start scratching your head and be like, wait, what did I do wrong? I should have left. The first rule of business is that it takes money to make money. The second rule of business is to know when to walk away from the table. Your dignity won't keep you warm at night, but obviously your stupidity will, Tori. But I know what's going to keep you warm, a good old prison cell when she called them boys on your ass, when she lies to say you hit her. But we know, once again, simp. Simp. Exhibit A. Excuse me. Exhibit B. Simp ass shit as we go right there. Simp ass shit. You got the simp shit right there. Right there. There are too many guys I know personally who waited around. Instead of saying, you know what, fuck this wait, I need my self respect. This person is not for me. You keep trying to beat a dead horse to get one more lap. You are a simp. Trust me. Trust me, Tori. I'm going to say this personally to you. I'm going to personally say this to you. I have no problem and no trouble getting any woman I want. None. 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 Homeboy, if y'all been following me, you've seen the women I posted. With me, with them. But the level of disrespect I cannot take. And yes, that is something. Because you would rather tuck your dignity between your legs and tape it to the back than to leave a bad situation. And that tells you how much that you value this shit. Don't ban him, keep him in there. Because he basically corroborates the story that I'm telling. A lot of you black men out there need to get your shit together and be a man for a minute. And part of a man is a lonely travel. Men are meant to be lonely at some point so they can focus on shit. Pussy is not the end all be all. As a matter of fact, I would challenge a lot of us that if we gave the back burner into being in relationships and focused on our growth, we will be in better situations tenfold. Now, I'm not saying don't get in any relationships, but why not get into a relationship when you're stable? The hobosexual would not be a hobosexual if he focused on himself first. I can tell that you're a simp and you don't get the responses you want from women because the answer you just gave said more than enough. You don't like, you would tuck your dignity between your tail. You would tape it in the back. That answer you gave, well, dignity isn't going to keep you warm at night. But guess what all that stress is going to do? It's going to put you in an early grave. It's going to make your life miserable. Oh, I make plenty of sense. See, here's the bad part. I make so much sense that you're looking at your life right now and saying, damn, I made myself miserable trying to get pussy that you waited for 5 years, that all Tom, Dick, and Harry blasted her guts out. And matter of fact, you even paid for them to go to get some fucking roof Chris. Which I think it's funny. Right there. All Spade said, exactly. I'm a married man, and I don't walk around with that silly mindset. LOL. Use a blanket and a space heater to stay warm, man. For real. So even if you're a married man, you still got to grab your balls, and sometimes you're going to have a disagreement. And if you're right, you're right. You don't let anybody disrespect you. Be careful what you allow because you're teaching people how to respect you. And when your wife doesn't respect you, what do you think the rest of the world is going to do? How do you think they're going to view you? How do you think they're going to treat you? You cry with your friends, but you can't tell your wife no. I think the most shameful thing a man can do, right? The most shameful thing a man can do is to be the toughest motherfucker ever on the outside. And shout out the electrician for the $20 holler. I gotta salute you and Dre when I get a chance. I think the most shameful thing a man can be is the toughest motherfucker on the outside on the block, but be scared to even tell his wife, I don't agree, or the no. This is the way the family's gonna go. The first one we're gonna do for Dre.
By the power, by the power of Grayskull.
The second one is for everybody's boy, Electrician 480. Thank you for supporting the channel. See, a lot of people will come to my channel and say, you talk about women, you don't say anything to the men. I'm going to ask you, everybody in the chat, am I harder on men or am I harder on women? I'll wait. Am I harder on men or am I harder on women? Why? Because men don't have the excuse. Men don't have the protection. Nobody's coming to save you. As a man, nobody's coming to save your ass. How many fucking times have I told men, get the best way to get on your feet is to get off your ass? The best way to get on your feet is to get off your ass. People always tell me, well, our women don't follow us. Well, goddamn it, pack your bag, do what Roy Ayers and Frankie Beverly say, and run away and find women who will.
What bag? What bag?
Find women who will. I am not going to sit here and listen to a bunch of grown-ass men moan and moan about women who won't listen to them. Why the fuck are you dealing with them in the first place? I'm going to say it again. Somebody put it in the chat for time immemorial. The best way to get on your feet is to get off your goddamn ass. I've had that. People said, what helped you with your clinic being diagnosed with depression and PTSD? Getting off my ass. The more I stupor and wallow in obsolescence, the more the walls came closing in. If I got surrounded by a ceiling and 3 walls and a floor, at some point I gotta break out that motherfucker. But yet, I constantly get told you don't be hard on the men. I am ruthlessly hard on men. Vito Corleone from the Godfather series said it best. Women can be careless, children can be careless, but men never. Just like I had 2 days ago on part 1 of interviewing a Gen Z. Go look at it if you haven't. A young lady who's 20 years old said, y'all the bodies and we're the minds. I said, is that so? What have women created that changed the scope of humanity? Give me one time. Give me one. What have you created? Even though we have some brilliant female inventors, especially in our black community, but when you judge that compared to the men, where are you the minds? I'll even take that and say this. Yes, you get 2 to 3 times more of the degrees, but what are your degrees normally in? Psychology, social work, communications, jobs where, guess what? It does not make the world go round. When Trump was voted in as president-elect, all the women in the country protested by coming off their jobs. Did the earth keep spinning? Did the big wheel keep on turning? Did primary keep on burning? But let men come together and get off their ass and on their feet and say, I don't like these child support laws because they're unfair. I don't like these child custody laws because they're unfair, instead of taking it like a bitch. And they get off their jobs and protest, shit will change very quickly. That's 90% of your fucking military. That's 90% of your police departments. That's almost 98% of your fire departments. Well, 95. That's almost 100% of your construction workers. If the average jackhammer that's paving your streets weighs 75 pounds, where's this equality, bitch? Y'all didn't think this rant was going to be a real rant, did you? If men actually fucking grab their fucking nuts, if men actually grab their fucking nuts, I'm going to say it again. If men actually grab their fucking nuts and realize where they fit in the scheme of things and see the value within them, maybe, just maybe, you would get some respect. Not just from your women, not just from your country, but the world in totality. But y'all don't hear me, though. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me, though. But y'all don't hear me. But I'm easy on the men. It's the woman's fault. But I don't see any one of you little bitches coming over here right now donating because it was men who donated. I don't see none of the women who want to hear me go hard on the men. And I think that's very disingenuous of you, ladies. But when I tell men to get up on their ass and soldier the fuck up, where are the women? Where are the women? But let's juxtapose that real quick for a second. And I asked this question. Hey, Rob, come here. Come here for a minute. You're in Peanut.
Peanut. Yeah. I'm downstairs. What is that?
I gotta ask this very important question. Peanut, how old are you?
16.
Louder.
16.
How old are you, Rob?
20.
What question did I ask those females that they couldn't answer?
When it was when everybody was interviewing you.
Yep. And I asked this one question to you about you and Q. If you girls are dating drug dealers and you know that you're not supposed to, and the most you made hourly at 20 years old is how much?
Like 50, 60.
And who did you get that with?
Yeah.
Why weren't they knocking down your door?
Alright. Makes no sense.
Shout out to KM for the Cash App, the $5 holla. So why weren't they knocking down your door, but they having babies by drug dealers? Why don't you get a baby by somebody who can take care of the motherfucker? That would make logical sense, right?
Yeah.
When you're in school, Peanut, who do the girls mess with? The guys doing well or the guys failing?
The guys down.
Because they're the what guys? Starts with an F.
Fun guy. Hoodlums.
The hoodlums, the fun guys. So either you want a guy you can control, or you want a guy who's about his shit that you can't, and you have to submit and follow to him. So tell the goddamn truth. Damn, Panther. That was time. Believe it or not, that was actually pretty timely. That was timely to the motherfucker, wasn't it? So, either you want this guy because he's fun and he's disposable, or you don't want the guy who's going to be long term and he's going to hold you accountable. Pick a struggle.
Right. You know that.
I mean, when I asked that question, what did all the girls do in the chat?
Only one was a lucky one.
And then what did they do? The rest of them laughed because they knew I had them dead to rights.
Only one in the chat was a lucky one. And that's literally how it is. Like in the world now, it's just that one lucky girl that.
See. This is the part about listening. I want to show you something. Yeah. See, this is the part. Remember when the girl said, "Women are the mind, and men are the bodies."
Yeah.
And I questioned that, and I said, "So, when did y'all invent stuff? What have you invented? What have you done to show that you're the intelligent one?" As a matter of fact, when you having a baby, you got to go to a man, usually in the medical field, to check that baby out. You needed a man to procreate, and even when your man gets a little antsy, you call it another man 9 times out of 10, which is 90% of the time. Statistics again is our friend, to come protect you. So where's this independence thing again that we talk so much about? Because I don't believe in it. Right. You're only as independent as the world allows you to be. That's what you are. You are only as independent as the world allows you to be. Because if the U.S. government says, "Bitch, get off your ass and work, because we ain't supporting you anymore," guess what you're going to do? Can't argue. Can't argue. But yet, I've always asked this question. I work. Would you work? Would your mom have to work 2 to 3 jobs if she had a fucking husband? But let's say this. Would your mother have a husband if she wasn't a fucking insufferable bitch? Yeah. I know people don't want to call their mothers an insufferable bitch, but that's the best definition of a lot of black mothers today is insufferable.
I call it, in my head, I call them 100 million times.
And see, when we talk about bitch, we're not comparing her to a female dog. We're comparing her to somebody that's greatly insufferable, a curmudgeon, surly, wanting to fight.
I love it dearly, though.
Unload it because you're pointing it.
I know you definitely are, bro.
Put the phone down, unload it properly. And see, this reminds me, and shout out to the snowman who's here. Because Snowman has a channel. What's the number one thing the WNBA do? Well, it does. Whine because they don't make as much money as the male counterparts. How many people? Before you go upstairs, this is how sports and entertainment works. Am I able to put asses in seats? Your product is boring. Nobody wants to see the lesbian league, number one. Women watch the NBA more because those are the type of physiques they like. Number two, women do not do, unless you're in the UFC or in gymnastics, shout out to Simone Biles. When Ronda Rousey was making more money than 98% of the fighters, men didn't complain. Because she did what? She put asses in seats, and she got them paid too. So, when you look at it, the WNBA is subsidized, which means, like anytime women, by the NBA. The shit should have went away 5 years ago. But here's the fact of the matter. When you look at a WNBA fucking game, the seats are damn near empty. You're boring. You don't even promote yourselves properly. It's like women's boxing. You don't see too many knockouts in women's boxing, do you? Clarissa Shields had to do MMA. She got to do all this crazy shit to put attention on her, and she's a two-time Olympic gold medalist, and she's a unified champ, and not even unified. She got all the belts in her. She's a undisputed champion. But yet, when you look at skill, that Amanda Nunes, who just retired this year, who held two belts in the UFC in two different weight classes, was she paid? Yeah, because she's an exciting fighter. She put the work in, and she didn't do the dirt. But this is what women want. They want to be secretaries sitting on their ass on the phone all day, but they want to be paid like they fucking James Bond, and the world doesn't work that way. Dude, you beating a dead horse. Dude, you beating your dick. Now, before I was rudely interrupted, and this is for my man KM for the chat.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond. Plus.
And here's another thing about sports that if you notice, the newest major sport in the United States is mixed martial arts. That's the newest major sport. That's got global recognition, name brand recognition, right? UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship. The sport in 30 years evolved very quickly from guys who were thinking your local dojo, thinking that a karate guy versus an Olympic wrestler, to people I'm back. Had some technical difficulties. Don't mute him. Don't time him out. Oh yeah, you're right. Simone Owens. Just today, I had to go on another guy who was a super simps page called Shannon Sharp. Why you not the Why is he had to say? And this is another reason why I'm going to talk about this shit. I'm going to talk about this shit. Shannon Sharp made the reference. Shannon Sharp made the reference. Oh yeah, damn, my boy KM didn't get a salute. Damn. Oh, I already did it. I'm sorry. Shannon Sharp made the reference on his show that Simone Biles is the prize. And I went on his page and actually stated, first of all, she's not the prize because she went for him. She DM'd, she DM'd him. She messaged him. This is the reason why you get some of the worst motherfuckers you can get are simps with money. Simps with money are some of the worst motherfuckers you'll meet. She drove 45 minutes to see him. And you know what else I put the nail in the coffin with? Make sure my likes are up, people. Boom. Take away both their money, take away both their careers. Could she physically get him off of her looks alone? He's a football player of a professional NFL team. Yeah, she's a world famous gymnast. How many people you see in the go date a gymnast? The males. And yes, Simone is cute, but a lot of guys are going to be turned off because she's 4'8", is going to feel like they're with a little girl. And you're right, Mister Mister. She may not be the prize, but she's definitely a winner. And you know what? I support their marriage 100%. And she should flaunt it and all them ungrateful, unhappy bitches and show that ring and kiss her husband again and make him grovel in it. I support every fucking second she does it. I support every second she does it. You know why? Like her, like the other chick. Who was the chick before her? Gabby Douglas. Like Gabby Douglas. The same thing you said about Gabby was the same thing you said about Simone. Where's her edges? Who the fuck's worried about edges when you're going 20 feet in the fucking air doing flips trying to win a medal? Who the fuck cares about that shit? Are you fucking mad? Are you fucking mad? But see, that lets you know the sisterhood is full of shit. That lets you know the sisterhood is full of shit. You want to talk about a woman who's doing all this great shit, all this great shit. And you want to talk about her and not support her? But the first damn thing you'll do Is what? Is what? Criticize. You'll criticize this woman who's happy, who's an athlete, who got the man of her dreams. You can't even congratulate her, but you're mad. You're mad because this little 4'8" with the cute smile got the man that you think you should be able to get. Mm-mm-mm. I can't go for that. No, no, no can do. No, no. You're so vicious. But you don't want to be happy for anybody. You don't even want to see happiness for this young lady and her husband. Because guess what? When her fame and attention is gone, she's going to be known as Mrs. Owens anyway, which she is. She's going to be known as Mrs. Owens. She is Mrs. Owens. Why not be happy for Mrs. Owens? See, it was men, black men, who defended Gabby. It was men, black men, who defended Simone. Stay the fuck out of their business. If she's happy, we happy. She earned it. He earned it. A safety in the NFL is not an easy job. Neither is being a gymnast. And when you got two people who are two athletes in a profession where they get each other, why are you upset? Why? These are the people that's supposed to be fighting for black love. I want you to realize that. These are the people that's supposed to be supporting this type of black love. Black man, we need you. We want you. We can't live without you. Remember that Taraji P? You're right. Misery loves company. Misery loves company. What would you like to talk about, man? But yet, the same people who cry about black love are the same people who are going to hate on you. Why did he disrespect the military? But wasn't he in the military as well? How can you disrespect something that gave you a start in fucking life? See the nerve of these niggas now, man. See, niggas say some of the most asinine shit that come out of their mouths that is not even funny anymore, man. It really isn't. It really isn't. And see, that's that female behavior. That's that female behavior that a lot of these simp ass dudes invoke. Being bitter. How you gonna hate on something that gave you your start? Because usually dudes who do that are not proud of their service. Being in the military, period, is an honorable. Even if you fill up the trucks, even if you're the cooks, even if you're working in the offices as admin, guess what? The legal affairs, the finance, the infantry, the MPs, the supply, every part of it is an honorable job. See, that's something that me and Tori can agree on. Shout out to Tori for that. How can you disrespect something that's honorable? And see, this is where I have an issue with black men. Mm. Give me a woo if you really want me to go in on this shit. I want everybody to give me a woo if you want me to unlock a holy, unholy jihad on that shit. Give me a woo if you really want to hear what I got to say about that shit. I'm waiting for my woos, man. We got 20 people, even though it should be more, but we got enough people to get some goddamn woos. I want to see different names and faces. I ain't giving y'all the freeze. And don't forget to hit that Cash App because you know goddamn well I'm not incentivized by YouTube anymore. Hey, I'm still looking for my woos, baby. Looking for my woos. Looking for them woos, baby. We gotta have audience participation tonight. The brown liquor is hitting. Woo! Number one. How the fuck can you talk poorly about something that brought you into a status of where you could do business? Yes, like any other profession, you're going to have ups and downs in your career. But no, even if policing sometimes leaves a bad taste in your mouth, the military leaves a bad taste in your mouth. You don't disrespect the code. Why is it? Why are you disrespecting it? Think about it. A lot of us, including our grandfathers and great grandfathers and fathers, and even some of ourselves, the biggest way we got out of the fucking hood was because of the military. There's a good percentage of us who became educated men because of the military. Who the fuck else was gonna pay you to get skills, get in shape, shoot guns, blow shit up, travel the world, go see exotic females everywhere, and then give you a check for it? What the fuck did he say that for? Because I was in since '99. First, I need to, everybody put a drink with some fire in there because I'm about to get lit. I gotta take a sip on that. Put some fire in your favorite drink. Put a drink in the chat with some fire behind it because I'm about to get lit off of that. Because now you gone and piss meaty complete and other fuck off. Mm, mm, mm. Put them drinks in there, man. Put them drinks. Put them drinks. We gotta put them drinks. Mm, mm. Oh, as my mother would say, I'm about to walk an Apache's war dance in that ass. Mm. Put some drinks, your favorite drink in the chat. Put some brown liquor in my chat with some fire, man. What's your favorite drink? Man, first and foremost, how the fuck you gonna talk about the post 9/11 fucking military when we spent 20 motherfucking years fighting terrorism? We have a longer war against terrorism than the goddamn war in Vietnam. How the fuck can you say that? I don't give a fuck if somebody sent them this. Tell them I said it. How the fuck did we become weaker? We liberated two countries simultaneously. We did our jobs. Go complain to your fucking politicians. So you telling me I'm weak because I went to Iraq from December 3rd, 2003 to March 15th, 2005. Do you know there's some buddies I can't have a conversation with because they are no longer with us? The fucking on. How the fuck you gonna complain about us who held shit down in a goddamn war we never asked for? No. And you as a serviceman know better. You as a serviceman know better. You know better. We didn't shit. Nobody who went into service shits on the Vietnam vets. Hey, whatever's hitting, it's hitting. Guess what? What my man say about E and J? We gotta play you the E and J song. Here's the E and J song. And when I'm feeling broken, E and J by my side, Henny like $40, this shit like 25. And when I'm feeling broken, E and J by my side,
Henny like $40. This shit like 25.
One more time.
And when I'm feeling broke, E and J by my side. Henny like $40. This shit like 25.
Nobody was expecting bro to hit that note, did they? But how dare you complain about the fucking 20 years of fighting the war on terrorism? 20 years of fighting the war on terrorism, and you're going to shit on them young men and women who came back lame, who came back with all kinds of disorders from the smoke, PTSD, their first child born, and they weren't even there. They had to go take a flight for 10 fucking hours just to hold their baby. How dare you? How dare you? And see, that's the level of disrespect that I'm talking about. Excuse me, you got to hear this shit. I got to pull up for that one. Think about that, man. You tell it because of that attitude, you wonder why we can't get enough people to go enlist in the military now. It's bad enough. A lot of these fucking gynocrats don't want their sons to go to the military and better themselves and to stick around so they could be the hired muscle. Hey, I can't drink beer because I never acquired the taste, but hey, a working man has his vices. If your vice is brown liquor, we're going to do the Brown Liquor Chronicles. I'm going to start calling my show that, the Brown Liquor Chronicles. Don't you steal my goddamn idea. How fucking dare you complain on honorable men and women for 20 years? The fuck, I even had to challenge BGS on this. Say what you want about the millennials, but we held shit together against terrorism. We held it tight against terrorism. I'll put the link. I'm putting the link in my. Since I love that so much, I'll put it in my goddamn
When I'm feeling broke, E and J by my side. Henny like $40. This shit like 25.
I'll put it in my community tab for people who want to see that clip. All right, okay. Yeah, I make no goddamn sense. I'm really distraught about that shit, man. We don't shit on the cardinal unspoken rule: you never shit on each generation service. Shout out to Mackenzie for the $2 holla. Here we go. 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 Here we go.
By the power of Grayskull.
See, the craziness about it is this. You wonder why we're going at such a deficit when it comes to black men getting jobs, black men getting respect. It's because there's always another black man kicking him in his kneecaps about it. But fellas, nobody hears these panels though. Nobody hears these rants when I have to dig in black men's asses. Guess what? Go to a country that doesn't have a stable military, live there. But don't you work for the military contractors, bruh? But you don't. But you against the military? Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. That'd be a great. I gotta use that one. Brown liquor versus white liquor. It's just like the black athletes versus the white athletes. Oh man, we gotta call that the Brown Liquor Chronicles. Oh man, that is too cool. That's too cool for school. Wait for the summertime. Hmm. Hmm. He said that sounds like a Saturday night stream, huh? Saturday night stream, huh? Oh, what's up, Kareem Austin? Didn't see you for a minute, man. Every man needs a bottle on a Saturday. I mean, shit. Well, here's the part about bitterness. See, we complain about when a broad gets bitter. That's something, right? But when a man stays bitter, that's destructive. That's destructive. When a man stays bitter, that's the destruction, man. And we got to remember this. We're not allowed to be destructive because when we're destructive, people die. People die. And notice during this whole rant, where did I focus most of my attention on? The men or the women? But you'll never hear the components of saying, but you'll never hear my opponents and detractors talk about things like this. You don't shame military men and women. Thank you, Jason Lee. Want to see how sad black women are? Read these comments. You damn right they sad. And jealous too. Because the girl excuse me, that's 4'8" got the man that they couldn't get in their wildest dreams. You know why? Because she knew that man was the prize and she became the winner. Woo! Hopefully you're listening in on the chat or listening to the playback.
I want you to think about that. That Mackenzie, I'm gonna tell you. A lot of people will say, "Oh, you sound like you hate black women." You sound like, but when I talk about the men, I don't see the women in the chat. I don't see the women. But guess what? Here's the part about it. I bet you Simone Biles cook for that man. I bet you she cleans for that man. I bet you she loves that nigga's dirty drawers. You know what I'm starting to really think or quote unquote believe? These women hate black love. And when I mean black love, when they see a black man and black woman together or a black man happy. There are videos of her husband showing her cooking and cleaning. But yet, if she would have married a dusty ass nigga, quote unquote, they would have been happy because she would have met them at their level. Ooh, I'm not supposed to say that. That brown liquor, the cigar is hitting. That brown liquor and that cigar hitting. I'm not supposed to say that shit. But see, that's the beauty of it. When I had it in my archives, I had there's a reason why you don't have a single father epidemic, but you do have a single mother epidemic because women are more influenced by society, the environment, and culture than men are. They're more susceptible to subconscious and psychiatric things than men are. So they can be easily influenced that men are not. So, of course, if I'm going to market my business, it's not going to be towards men because men are not going to pay unless they get in something of great value or results. So women who have been notable to spend their every last dollar, they will spend $1,500 on bags that do nothing for them. But a man will get a $30 to $50 book bag and be happy for the rest of his life. So of course they're gonna hear that shit, but not do what she does. Remember all the single ladies? Sing where my single ladies at? This bitch married to a billionaire. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. See, here's the part about being Simone. Simone could have been a jump off. Let I'm gonna say this because I have to differentiate myself from other content creators, even though I'm under the same umbrella. I'm gonna be real with y'all before I get out of here. We go support Art, and I want to see everybody in Art's channel, Art New Style TV's channel.
Simone Biles could have been a jump off. Simone Biles could have been a jump off. She could have been a couple of one nights. She could have been a one night stand or a couple of hit it and quit it and left the fuck alone. But something she did with her character, with her actions, with her demeanor, proved to that man that she's a wife. She was taught, she was raised by her grandparents, so she was taught to be a wife. Not her fame. You can't, I've said this all the time. This is my this is my synopsis. Let me get the link for Arch channel. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put the link in my chat for Arch channel where I'm gonna go to next. There it is right there. Hopefully it comes up. But let me put it to you this way, right? She could have easily been a jump off. Easily. Easily. She could have easily been a jump off. But her actions proved otherwise. And that's the point of because here's the question. Despite all their fame, I'm gonna go back to my synopsis before I go. The beautiful thing about the new 52 with DC Comics was that Superman was officially dating Wonder Woman. Juxtapose that to his traditional woman, Lois Lane. Lois Lane was enamored by Superman. Wonder Woman loved Clark. And what did Dean Cain say back in the 90s with the great show, New Adventures of Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman? Superman is what I do. Clark is who I am. She was in love with who he was. You can't use your fame as Simone Biles to impress this dude when he has his own fame and money as a fucking professional football player. And he can get women who will outshine her physically. He can get that. He can get that. It was her attributes, the ones that are emotional, physical, and spiritual, that won him over. And I'm going to leave you with that one. Till next time, whoo, go over to Arch channel and support my mans. We are out.
Woo!